South Korea has for the first time since February recorded no new cases of coronavirus from within the country. 4 new cases were recorded from people coming in from abroad. However, these people were tested and quarantined on arrival. South Korea is being touted as one of the most successful countries in being able to fight the COVID-19 outbreak, with its so-called curve of cases being an outlier compared to the rest of the world.
That remdesivir has a clear-cut, significant positive effect in diminishing the time to recovery. This is really quite important for a number of reasons, and I'll give you the data. It's highly significant. If you look at the time to recovery being shorter in the remdesivir arm, it was 11 days compared to 15 days. The mortality rate trended towards being better in the sense of less deaths in the remdesivir group, 8% versus 11% in the placebo.
New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern on Monday claims the country won against the spread of the coronavirus. The country begins a phased exit from lockdown with no widespread undetected community transmission.
And yet it is also true that we are making progress with fewer hospital admissions, fewer COVID patients in ICU, and real signs now that we are passing through the peak.
Italy's coronavirus lockdown will begin to lift from May 4th. Building sites and factories like this car plant in Turin will be allowed to reopen from that date, with more businesses such as retailers to follow in the weeks thereafter.
The provinces will have a lead role in determining how their economies will reopen.
What we are doing.
And some are already moving. On Thursday, Saskatchewan Premier Scott Moe announced his province's 5-phase plan to reopen. He was followed Friday by New Brunswick's Blaine Hay.
President Rodrigo Duterte has approved the final guidelines on the extended enhanced community quarantine and general community quarantine as recommended by the Interagency Task Force on Emerging Infectious Diseases. According to presidential spokesperson Harry Roque, the final list of places to be placed under the extended ECQ until May 15 include the National Capital Region, Region 3, Region 4A, Pangasinan, Benguet, Iloilo, Cebu, Bacolod City, and Davao City. As stated in the ECQ Omnibus Guidelines, any person below 21 years old, senior citizens, and those who are health risk must stay home at all times except for essential activities or for work purposes. Among the industries allowed under the ECQ are manufacturing and processing plants of basic food products, medical supplies and other essential materials, delivery services, capital markets, power, energy, water, IT and telecommunication supplies and facilities, and waste disposal services. Also included are airline and aircraft maintenance employees, ship captains and crew, media establishments but with just half of its maximum operational capacity, construction works accredited by the DPWH and DOTR, Philippine Postal Corporation and Philippine Statistics Authority but with limited workforce, and funeral and embalming services. Also allowed to function are authorized humanitarian assistance personnel, religious ministers with activities related to funeral rites, veterinary clinics, security personnel, and other previously approved sectors, most especially healthcare workers and law enforcers. Now under the GCQ, which goes into effect starting tomorrow, it may be more relaxed but still minimum public health standards shall be complied with at all times. And like in the ECQ, minors and senior citizens must also stay home at all times except for essential activities. Under this setup, work in government offices may also be at full operational capacity or under alternative work arrangements. The good news is more sectors can now go back to its full operational capacity like
Nagbigay din po ng pabuya ang ating presidente, 20 million para sa sino mang Pilipino na makakabuo ng local respirator, no?
And San Miguel Corporation is stepping in. By next week, the Philippines' daily coronavirus testing capacity will be doubled to 9,500 tests per day. Thanks to San Miguel's donation of 5 sets of testing machines and 20,000 test kits. They're automated PCR machines enabling laboratories to process samples faster and clear backlogs.
Para naman po sa update ng bilang ng mga kaso ng COVID-19 sa bansa, ngayong Miyerkules, April 30, 2020, meron po tayong 276 na naitalang bagong kaso ng COVID-19 positive patients. Ang total po ng COVID positive cases natin sa bansa ay 8,488. Nakapagtala rin po tayo ng 20 na karagdagang pasyente na nakarecover mula sa virus. Meron po tayong total of 1,043 recoveries as of today. Kasama po sa mga naitalang nakarecover ay ang mga pasyenteng nakakonfine at mga pasyenteng may mga positive mild at asymptomatic cases na nakarecover mula sa kanilang self-isolation at home quarantine. Subalit, 10 naman po ang naitalang pumanaw dahil sa COVID-19. Ang total number of COVID-related deaths in the country is 560.
What we've seen with the Philippine government is that they've developed programs that assist those groups. They're very well designed and well targeted. As you know, the government announced their 205 billion peso emergency subsidy program, where they would provide cash transfers to 18 million families, mainly working in the informal sector. They've also announced the Small Business Wage Subsidy Program, and that's targeting up to 3.4 million employees in small businesses.
Ang SBWS ay programa ng gobyerno na magbibigay ng ayuda sa 3.4 milyong empleyado ng 1.5 milyong small businesses nationwide na apektado ng quarantine. The total budget for this initiative is 51 billion pesos. Bale sa programang ito, may matatanggap na 5,000 to 8,000 pesos ang bawat empleyado bawat buwan na ibibigay sa loob ng 2 buwan.